Hi, welcome everyone. This is a new video for Card Crawl Adventure, and this time I'm going to show you the Blood Cultist. The Blood Cultist is an interesting character that revolves all around losing health and then dealing damage by doing so. He's a pretty interesting character because he's some kind of vampire inspired and has a few abilities that actually changed the gameplay, base gameplay quite a lot. Again, as I said, he's all about losing health and then when he regains his health, dealing damage with that mechanic. So let's jump into the game and I'm going to show you the Blood Cultist. Okay, so let's start. We are entering the Card Crawl Adventure Tavern and we scrolling to the right, and you can see here our fifth character is the Blood Cultist. That's this friendly guy over here. He's already holding his blood chalice to greet you. And again, the Blood Cultist, a man of the night with a taste for blood, and the Blood Cultist starting item is the Forbidden Fruit. And the Forbidden Fruit allows you to deal damage for the amount that you heal. So, meaning when you lose health and then regain health, either via health cards, via health mechanics through items, he always deals that kind of amount that you are hailed as a damage, physical damage. And his starting card is the Bloodletting. Bloodletting just deals 1 physical damage to you. This doesn't seem to be a good card at first glance, but obviously you have to upgrade card in the game, and when you upgrade this card specifically, it gains a super interesting secondary ability which gives you a sacrifice card, and we will see that later. Sacrifice cards are basically insta-kill cards, but they are randomly choose their target. So this is pretty interesting. Then the second card is the Ritual Dagger. Ritual Dagger is pretty straightforward. Deals 3 damage to the next monster or obstacle. And when it is selected, it instantly deals a curse to one of the enemies, and as you might know, curse basically reduces the cost to select the card by 1, the strength cost. And then this item, the Blood Chalice, is also pretty interesting because it heals you for the damage that you have taken in a turn. So meaning you can lose a lot of health in a turn and then regain it at the end of the turn or at the end of the path, basically, from this card. And obviously in combination with your Forbidden Fruit, this can deal quite a lot of damage. So this is one of our ways to deal damage with this character. And again, this character profits a lot from high health and basically regaining health to do damage. So we're going to start a regular adventure here and then just go through the equipment real quick. So first equipment you can unlock for the Blood Cultist is the Goat Horn. Goat Horn also deals damage. It's also a damage dealing item, and it deals damage when you lose health through strength drain. So the mechanic in our game is when you run out of strength and still select cards, you will lose health. And this item basically revolves around dealing damage when that happens, this mechanic. So this is pretty interesting and gives you another source of damage passively, so to speak. Then we have the Goblet, and the Goblet basically gives you strength when you lose health. So it basically transforms lost health back into strength. This could be pretty interesting when you're trying to manage your strengths and you have issues basically maintaining a high strength level. So this item is pretty good for that. It's quite a defensive one. And then the third item is pretty interesting as well, the Monkey Paw, which gives you for every 5 lost health without healing, so you have to consecutively lose the health, it will give you Blood Sacrifice. That's the insta-kill card that I was talking earlier about, that you also can get from Bloodletting. So this will give you another pretty reliable damage output boost, but obviously you have to lose health in order to get it, so it's a bit of a trade-off. And for this run, I'm thinking we could actually use the Monkey Paw because the sacrifice cards are pretty interesting and fun to use, and they are extremely strong against bosses. So if you face strong bosses, and we have a bit of luck, or we can control the boards in a way that there's only the boss, or at least the chance is pretty high that we can kill the boss with the blood sacrifice. It's pretty strong. So we start in the first tavern as always against our friendly Herney. And I think since the last video we changed a few of the mechanics. One that you just saw is that the water card now is not part of your deck anymore, but it is more displayed as a drink that you get from the tavern into your deck. So every turn, every shuffle, you get 1 water if you have used up your water from the previous shuffle. So it's a bit more difficult to use the water resource, so to speak. So you cannot endlessly freeze the water resource and have endless strength supply with the strength card, with the water card. So yeah, that changed. And we also changed a few treasures. I think this one, the lock treasure, hasn't changed too much. Yeah, but let's see. We can probably open it right away here, at least the first lock. By damaging a bunch of those guys, taking a bunch of damage here, but in the beginning I think that's fine. And again, now we have potentially 4 damage that we can replenish with a health card, for example the bonfire here. We can use that to actually deal damage back to the monsters when we regain this health. So as you can see here, when I'm healing, the forbidden fruit instantly attacks the monster here above, and we get a free kill. So 5 cards to select the to unlock the next treasure. I'm getting damaged here as well. Replenishing my health real quick, my strength real quick here. And then we have 1 more lock to open the treasure. Can probably take out a bunch of those guys here. This guy has a discard, so that's fine. It's 1 card too much. Could do it like this. Yeah, probably this is better. Probably in this case we can try the blood chalice, which is also a pretty good item with the blood cultist, because you can replenish a lot of health after losing a lot with our chalice. So it's basically double chalice here. Okay, let's see. We should take a bunch of damage here, heal up. So this guy gets damaged for 4, and then heal again and deal 2 more to Herney here. And then we can pick our first merchant. Okay, so the Morning Star is pretty strong. Ah, yeah, right. So we changed. That's something in the last video I haven't shown off. I think we changed bleed to reduce health now. Before it was in a way that bleeding actually dealt physical damage to cards, but that interfered with a bunch of other interactions in the game and also made revenge cards pretty strong when they bled. So we changed it in a way that now the cards, or the monsters, only lose health but don't trigger their on attack ability basically anymore. So bleed has become way stronger. This card, the fire arrow, is also pretty good. 3 damage. Plain fire damage is pretty strong, but it costs 2. I think I'm going for the Morning Star for this run, because this is a pretty reliable item as well. A reliable card. You can pretty much use it every time you see it, because there's always monsters to attack. In this case I would just go for the gold, since we're already up on our health, and we will gain another strength card here from the tavern itself. So this is a turn where we maybe can try to take some damage from the exhaust. This would be only 2. And we are on our second shuffle, so this could maybe work better when we are on our last shuffle. So I'm taking out the boss here real quick. Those guys... yeah, maybe we can take the revenge... hit one time the revenge guy as well, but... he then shocks our sword and we cannot attack any further. So that's the first boss down, that's pretty good. Right, and now we lost 5 health, and we got the sacrifice card from the monkey pass. So you can look at this, that's the blood sacrifice, and it destroys one monster or obstacle, and then it exhausts, so you can use it one time. It's a one-time insta-kill, but obviously it's a random target, so if I use it now, it would destroy this guy. But the cool thing is, so I think I can't show it here, but if I would destroy or kill this monster here and then use the blood sacrifice, it would trigger a different one. So you have some control over what it hits, because it will never hit already dead enemies. So that's to keep in mind. It's a pretty cool a hidden mechanic with the blood sacrifice. So we could just use bleed here and then probably just replenish strength for now and then leave those guys on the board. Obviously this one has endure, which triggers at the end of the turn. He heals other monsters. We might have to get rid of him soon. And then another pretty good interaction with the forbidden fruit is when you replenish health while you're at the bonfire, you're also dealing damage. So this card here that was still it turned on its backside, got some damage and is now instantly killed. So you can use the bonfire event itself when you heal health to actually attack monsters, which is pretty cool. Okay, so this guy is about to die, so we don't attack him here. Take some damage here, take out this guy with the sacrifice, and then do one more damage to him from our chalice, which is good. So, and then we're closing in on the end of the first tavern. Okay, now we could try to at least get maybe 3 gold from our treasure, which is okay. Healing up here. I think 3 gold is not the best blood chalice, but yeah, I think for the first tavern that's fine. Okay, so since we don't... oh, so we have one quest open here. So we have to still select everyone, which is a bit unfortunate since we will lose one gold from the barkeeper, but it would be good to have the tavern quest completed since it's an easy one. So always check your 3 golds for the tavern up here to know if you have done it or not. Okay, so first tavern done, and we're going to improve the first card, the bloodletting card, and as you can see now it deals 2 damage to me or to you, the character, and you will add 1 blood sacrifice, and blood sacrifice again are super strong. And for the merchant rewards, I think we can go with maximum health, which means potentially more health to heal and then more damage to deal with that mechanic. So looking at the map, we could go here to the Thieves' Hideout and maybe to the Tinkerer's Den. Then we have, after those, we have quite a few options to continue. Tinkerer's Den, boss spawn counter will increase by 2 after each reshuffle. Okay. I think that's in the early taverns, that's okay. Goblin Queen is also okay. And we have to at least select 2 bonfires from the bonfire events, or we have the slime. And a random monster will become immune to lightning damage. And we have to defeat 3 or more in one turn. I think that's that's okay, we can do that. The slime boss is also a fun boss to fight against. Okay, let's see. This turn they all have endure. We might need to get rid of maybe this guy, because he will burn stuff. We add the burn tag, and burn will then deal damage to us when we select a burned card, which is not very favorable. So the mechanical lock treasure, mechanical chest. We have to select from the directions that the chest is telling us, so from below to the first lock here on the bottom of the chest itself. Let's see, we could go here. Take out the endure guy for now. We would waste our heal here, but I don't think that's important for now, since we are already pretty healed up. This guy keeps freezing our healing card here as well. I think that's okay if we go with gold. Okay, and then we could go here, pick out the endure one, deal more bleed. This guy will die from bleed next, or at the end of this turn. And I think we need to discard this one, because now the top lock is blocked by the board position of the card itself. So we have to discard it and then use it next time when it reappears. Okay, so we could take some damage here for our sacrifice card, use our apple to kill this guy. Maybe come around here and take one, or take 2 frost damage from him, but that's fine. And then the slime boss should be ready to join the fight. So the slime boss works in a way that he, when he dies, splits into 2 smaller slimes, and those smaller slimes have random abilities. They have different abilities that randomly picked from a set of abilities, and they basically increase or reinforce each other in different ways. So it's always good to take out both small slimes at the same time, because when they're both, or at least one of them, and when they stay on the board, they will buff themselves, and can get quite annoying, I think. So our sacrifice card hasn't spawned yet. That's why I'm thinking we could deal some damage to the boss here. Heal up. Unfortunately, this hits the crab. The crab has an immunity against physical attacks, so we can't damage him here. But we can take out the ice guy. Okay, our second draft. This is cool for us, because again, when we get damaged, we can heal more, so the unstable lightning in this case could be pretty good for us. Taking this. Nice. Okay, so the chest could be opened now. Probably do it now. Those guys are still bleeding, so they will die no matter what. Well, yeah, we could do a healing bonfire card here. And then I'll probably next turn open the chest, and if we have enough damage, we can also kill the boss here, I guess. Yeah, probably this is good. So now you can see that the smaller slimes will spawn, and depending on their abilities, they're sometimes harder, sometimes easier to defeat. Let's see, we could go for the greedy option, the cursed gold with 5 damage dealt to us, or we could go with 3 with no real downside, but we can go a bit risky here, I guess. If we have the blood chalice on the board, we can use the we can use it to heal up later. Let's see, awake. The other slime small loses all status effects, and this one is when he comes on the board, the other slime becomes immune, and he is now immune to fire and lightning. Okay, so we have to be a bit careful. Probably get this guy down first, and probably take the quest gold here already, because we are on full health at the moment. Nice, and from the 5 damage we get a blood sacrifice here for free. We could do this. Heal up here. Heal up here. Ah, it's always hitting this guy, and he's again physically immune, which is kind of annoying. But in this case, we could just go for our blood sacrifice and probably, yeah, easier to do it like this. Then we deal 5 again, but this guy is immune, and 1 more damage here, so we can at least clear those guys from the board. That's the second boss done. And we are on our last shuffle, so 2 more cards and the game is over. We have 2 sacrifice cards here now. Can use 1 basically to remove one of those guys on the bottom, but yeah. I think we're pretty much done here. Just leaving. And finishing the second tavern. Okay, nice. Got everything completed as well. And now I want to improve my chalice, because the chalice now will also deal damage by the amount of health that basically you healed with it to 1 monster, which is another very good source of damage for us. Duplicating a card is always pretty good when you have good cards already. We could go for a second improvement, and then we just go for the 3rd version of the blood chalice, which deals damage to all cards, which is very, very good as well. So we take this one. Okay, now we have the option between Candle Cavern and the Gnarled Root. Since the Gnarled Root does give us more gold, I think we should look here. Okay, at the start of the turn, a card is discarded. The Soul Eater also discards card, which makes the game pretty fast. And the quest is to have never less than 3 health throughout the tavern. Should be doable. Just let's remind us what was here. Okay, the bonfire one. So after finishing this one, we can only choose to go here, which is 3 difficulty and 4 gold, and this is 3 difficulty and 6 gold. So I'm thinking we should probably go Tinkerer's Den for now, and then have at least 2 options to choose from, depending how this tavern goes. So yeah. Okay, let's see. So here is our newly drafted card. that can be pretty powerful if you're lucky enough. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And now you can see that the sacrifice treasure also was changed. Prior to the change, it only activated when you defeated monsters directly adjacent to it. We made it a bit more forgiving so that it activates of monsters defeated in the same row or column. So this guy or this guy defeated would count towards the unlock requirement for the chest itself. Let's see, we can take out this guy. Probably take this as well, so we have one sacrifice already. Heal up and then damage this guy and probably take this drink here as well. So that's pretty good. We're already at two monsters left for the chest. Let's take some gold here. Okay, let's see. We could try. Well, we can't get. I think we can't get damaged in this turn. Oh, no, we can, right. So this is pretty good because it instantly attacks all the monsters on the board, and since they were pretty low already as well. Do some damage here, and we will spawn the Goblin Queen. She will buff monsters pretty dramatically, so we have to take care of her. We have to take out the mosquito for sure, because it will reduce our player strength for each monster on the board, and we are pretty low on strength right now, so this will hurt us a lot if this guy stays on board. More fire, more fire. This is good when you have a lot of spells. Let me look into our inventory real quick. We have one spell, two spells, so this would give us only 2 extra damage. Those are both pretty costly. I would say we go with this option. It's more reliable than the fireball. Obviously we don't have any arrow card synergies at the moment, but maybe we can get something in the next tavern that helps it with arrows. I have to see. Okay, so I'm gaining some strength back here. This guy on top endures, so we can take him out here. This will die as well from the bleed. Then we should be able to open our chest here as well. So cursed gold could be an option. We could also take straight damage and 2 gold. Probably the safest option now. And we have to take some bonfire cards for our quest. I just remembered, so should take some. At least this and the next we need to. If we want to complete the quest, we need to take the bonfire cards. Okay, that's the boss. And there's only one other monster, and now we can just abuse the beautiful sacrifice card and instantly sacrifice the boss. So the boss here in this case obviously becomes super trivial, which is always fun with the blood cultist. So he's a true boss killer in that regard. So that was pretty good. So we get some damage here from this card. No way of replenishing health this turn, so I'm probably just leaving those guys on board and just using our bleed attack. This is a revenge, so we'll remove him here so he can't attack us with the on hit. Remove those guys. There's the mosquito again. Mosquito will die from bleed. This guy endures. Probably this turn we could, oops, try to use our blood chalice, but it will kill us if we are this low already. Probably could use this card here to get blood sacrifice, but this is also not enough. I think we need to do it the other way around. Do we have enough after this? No, we don't. Oh, we do. So now we replenish some health here and deal damage to all the other guys. That's okay. Let's do it like this. So now we need another bonfire card. Unfortunately, complete the quest. Either way, we could have taken the gold as well, but I think the quest gives more gold. So we should do the quest completed here. Okay. Let's see. We could heal here. Take out one guy on top. We could also go around here, but then we can't go towards the top. This guy does revenge damage. Endure. That's overkill. I think it's increasing my apple. Okay. Let's do it like this for now. I think that's fine. He will give us one more monster, but I think that's okay. Okay, let's take this, take this, this, and this. I think that's good. Getting one more sacrifice card. This guy has a revenge, this guy has an awake to freeze monsters. I think we can just go with the bleeding here as well. Take out a bunch of guys with the bleed card. Let's see, we are pretty low on strength at the moment, so we have to be a bit careful. We really need a strength replenish card. Okay, that's our bonfire, that's good. Taking out one guy on top. This guy shocks on awake, which can be pretty annoying, I have to say. Don't think this helps us in any way. And this is shocked, which also doesn't help us a lot at the moment, but I think I will take out the shocker here. Just to get rid of him. Because you never know what he's going to shock the next turn. And I think we should be fine by just leaving now. Because we have done every task already, or the task already, so yeah, I think that's good. Okay, nice. So that was the third tavern and the Goblin Queen defeated. Now we could go for equipment, maybe. So mummified bone dealing curse also deals 1 physical damage. The oven mitts, the first card with burn you select each turn, will not deal any fire damage to us, or the dragon shield, which is pretty good. We're blocking any damage. We're blocking 3 of any type of damage for the first time we attacked each turn. I think that's the best one here for us. And we could increase health even more. We could even improve one of our cards, or we could go with a charm. Tavern charm is pretty good in this case. Okay, Charm of the Bane, 50% chance to deal curse when we deal damage. Charm of Duplication, 50% duplicate and permanently add a card from the deck merchant. Obviously we're already at our 4th tavern, so this is pretty late in the game. When we deal ice damage, we have 50% chance to freeze the attacking card. Now this obviously is more focused on the ice and frost cards, so I think we can, because this is pretty universal, we can use the Bane charm. Maybe have a bit more strength reduction is also pretty good, because we were suffering from strength lost in this tavern already. So now again, we could go for the hard one. We have to think about this, because now the 4th tavern, we have to get here to get a hard one or an easy one, another hard one with only 4 gold. I think I'm leaning towards this anyways. So now after that we could have one more option here, or take the Gnarled Druid with the Soul Eater. So let's check this. Okay, so this is the Pastor. Pastor is pretty annoying, but obviously with the sacrifice we could do a nice turn to instantly defeat him like we did in the Tavern before. A random player card is removed from the deck, which could be really unfortunate if it hits the blood-letting card, which gives us sacrifices. So we have to think about that real quick, and then we have to defeat 5 or more in a turn. That should be possible. I mean, we still have the monkey paw, right? So if we lose 5 health in a turn deliberately and then get the monkey paw activated, so we could still get a blood sacrifice. So let's see what card it gets destroyed at the beginning. Yeah, okay, destroyed the fire arrow, that's fine. And there's another destroy our card treasure, which will probably remove our... We should probably remove our dagger here. Probably taking the blood chalice again, just to optimize for score here. Okay, let's see. We could do this. Do this and this, so everyone gets bleed. We could also maximize damage from the chalice here, probably. This is gone, and this probably needs to go as well, because I don't want him to add 2 new monsters this turn. Okay, nice. Let's see, this guy will be gone, this guy will be gone as well. Probably just take out the one on the bottom and we discard one more. 2 more gone here from the bleed attack, and then we already have our quest completed with 5 monsters in the turn. We could go for probably strength and health here. Okay, we need 5 more monsters defeated. And I think in this turn we actually have quite a good chance to lose a bunch of strength and then gain damage from the strength fatigue, which is good. So we can maximize the blood chalice here. 5 gold is pretty good. And then we can see if we can get rid of this guy, probably. This guy deals 4 damage on this card, so we need to kill him, not discard him here. This guy has an ambush ability, so we could also try to kill him so he doesn't come back and does more strength increase. Okay, we could go for a fire sword. We could also gain a complete health replenish, which is obviously pretty powerful with our forbidden fruit, and then there's an ice arrow. I think probably this one in the combination with our cards that we have at the moment, and with the starter item of the Blood Cult is thematically pretty much the best pick here. Okay, let's see. We could bleed. Oh, now this is pretty interesting. So since we have the Dragon Shield now, this negates the deals damage to us. So this becomes a super powerful card, obviously. And we can... Okay, so this guy blocks our attacks. This is already gone. Can deal one more to him. And I think the guy on the top can just stay there and bleed out. I don't think he's a big threat for now, that's okay. And same with the crab. The crab will just get damage from the bleeding. We just take a nice muck for a strength replenish here. We need 2 more for the boss, and we do have a sacrifice here already. So now we should be set up pretty good for a nice boss kill. So if we have luck and the boss spawns here, we could probably take him out because we have damage. We can't. Trying to take out those guys for now. See if we can get the boss in a good setup. Okay, we can... Oh no, he shocked our sacrifice. Nice. So this is gone. Probably just discard these 2. Okay, so yeah, nice. So now we can take out the boss again here. And probably... do this. Okay, we can't. Increase strength and burns, which is not good for us. Let's see, we could do this and this as well. And now he's down to 2 and we can remove him for free, so I think we should do that. Okay, anyways, the boss obviously sacrificed once again. And Barkeeper takes over. So last shuffle now. Let's see, we could just go for gold here. We're pretty much good on everything else. Oh, that's our fairy card the first time. So we probably... Ah yeah, okay, now so this is interesting as well because again now the burn is blocked by our shield. We don't get damaged by this card if we select it first. Trying to deliberately getting some damage here. So I can do a big sweep up there. I think that's good. Getting some of the burn cards out of the way is also pretty good, so we don't have to face those again in the next shuffle, because there is no next shuffle, it's the last shuffle, so if we discard cards here they will not appear again. So let's see, we can just do a bunch of damage here. Taking out 3 and 2 will be discarded. Okay, 1 card left, that's a bit... Oh no, it was the last card from the deck. Okay, nice. Yeah, I think we are pretty much good to go here. Everything done. And that's the 4th tavern completed. Very good, very good. Okay, we could, I mean, our inventory is kind of packed already. We could go for another Tavern charm maybe. Duplication charm like before. The favorite charm is pretty interesting because he will give us it will give us a random attack utility or ally card after each shuffle. And Charm of the Storm is also good. It has a chance of dealing extra damage to adjacent monsters from the unstable lightning. But I think Charm of Favor, if it hits, is also pretty good. So getting extra cards for free is a good thing. And we could just do a duplication of our chalice. I think that's worth doing it. So we have one more chalice in our deck, and then chances of healing up is definitely increased. So let's see, last tavern. Okay, the ogre. Well, the ogre is pretty annoying with his guards, and especially in his last form the guards are also pretty strong. House rule would be a player card gets cursed at the start of the turn, and we have to deal 5 or more damage to a single monster in a turn, which is okay. Yeah, I think we should go with the Soul Eater here. I think the Soul Eater is a easier last boss than the ogre. And even though we have a bunch of sacrifices which we could kill the ogre with, I think for the sake of playing this run, should go with the easier variant. Okay, let's see. Now we could do some damage with both our attack cards here. That is pretty good. Ah yeah, and the map fragments also changed since last time. We added a mechanic where the map fragments now have 1 direction, 2 directions, and the last one has 3 directions to pick from. And we also changed code so that the cards, if possible, are always played into spots where the direction from where they have to be selected always are open. So it should be way easier to get this treasure now. So let's see. Endure. Those guys definitely need to go for now. Guy on the top can be handy if he hits our cards. Let's see, we could probably open a treasure here. See what he can freeze. Okay, this is good because this is a discard, and if it's frozen it cannot discard and then also not add new monsters, so that's beneficial for us. Completed the map fragment cards here real quick. And there's our second blood chalice. We could replenish strength here. Okay, let's see. Could go for the treasure, could go for a sacrifice card here. Deal some damage here and here. Probably one more blood gold treasure for us here. So again, endure, guys. Just going down here. Pretty much can't really kill anything at the moment, which is a bit concerning towards the boss counter. I'm still at 3 of 12. So we would need some good damage now that we can get out, can destroy a bunch of those guys. That's good, that's a nice hit. That's 3 more towards the boss. Okay, that's also good in terms of blood gold. Let's see. Probably like this. And then we should get a nice blood gold reward here. Yeah, that's good. 8 gold is pretty good. Nice. Okay. Let's replenish strength real quick here for the next shuffle. So still 4 monsters left. Oh, there was our Charm of Favor. It gave us another health replenish card, which is pretty good. So let's see, can we take out more guys here? We probably should leave this guy up. Leave him on the board and he can add us 2 more monsters. That could be beneficial because we actually need to kill more. Okay. See what the last merchant has to offer and if we need anything. I mean, plain damage wise we're pretty good. Could go greedy for 1 gold, but I think plain damage sword might be a good option here. Okay, so this guy needs to go now because this gets annoying really quick when he's adding a lot of monsters all the time. Okay, so we're here with our big attack again, taking out all of those guys. Good. I think that's enough for the boss. And there he is, the Soul Eater. He will join the fight, and then we have to look for a blood sacrifice. So obviously he makes the game really quick. He will discard 3 cards every turn, and that, and in combination with the discard house rule, we will lose 4 cards every turn. So it's not about like that it's really difficult in terms of gameplay, but it's like annoying in terms of we will need to be really lucky if we can get a blood sacrifice out so we can actually attack him. I mean, we do have some cards that strike that could damage him as well, so probably trying to do that. Because he only loses 3 health per turn, and the amount of cards he discards is way higher than the rate at which he loses his health, so he could stay on the board pretty long and end the game for us pretty quickly. Especially now, since we're already in the end game here. So let's see. Oh, now he got shocked. That's pretty good. Just didn't realize it. Let's see. We should take some damage here. Get the... we can't take damage, right? It's the... our shield is beneficial at somewhat like not helping us in both ways. Okay, so now he got damaged pretty good. That's okay. And he's bleeding, so this should speed up his demise. And now he got discarded from the house rule. Okay. Gone. Now it's the boss that we can't get back because we're in the last shuffle. Okay, so we have our favorite of all time here, the Bard. Instantly kill him here, and we could probably get 1 more sacrifice from our bloodletting here. 19 cards left. Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate that the boss got discarded just in the moment where he was down pretty significantly. Let's see, we could do a big sweep here and then heal up. That's pretty fun with the blood card, is that you can do these super big sweep card, big sweep passes, and then at the end of the pass you can just heal up with your blood chalice. Same here, we could just go this, take this out, take even this guy with us. Just overpower everything and then leave. Okay, there's the boss again. Okay, that's good. Yes, nice. Please remove the barkeeper for us. I hope he doesn't come back. So, okay, that was pretty lucky actually. Wow. Okay, now we have the blood sacrifice ready here. We're still missing... I never have less than 3. Okay, so I think this only counts towards the end of the Tavern. So, wow, this was a pretty lucky turn. So, boss is down, we can finish the Tavern and probably even finish the quest. I'm not sure if we manage to stay above the required health amount. So yeah, that was... yeah, we got completed. Nice. Okay, that was a pretty funny ending of the run. That the boss came back from the discard by chance and then instantly discarded the barkeeper, and we got our blood sacrifices off of him. So yeah, very nice. Okay, so that's the run. We got 36, which is pretty good. And I'm playing this on a fresh Steam install here, so we can unlock some achievements. That's also pretty good. And we did a really good run here. As you can see, we did a 5 of everything, completed with more than 25 goals. All those achievements unlocking here. Okay, so nice. Yeah, that was a pretty good showcase for the Blood Cultist. And I think this character is a bit not awkward, but like he has a bit of a different playstyle, as I said before. And for the beginners, I think it's a bit of a learning curve in the first few runs how to utilize his cards. But obviously, as you can see, once you have a bit of extra health, have a bit of extra healing, he can be super powerful, and it's always fun to pick his type of equipment, also with different characters, which can happen once you unlock his equipments. You can encounter those equipments with other characters as well. So yeah, I think that was pretty good. Nice. Okay, so I think that's the end of the video for the Blood Cultist. I hope you had fun. You can find the game on Steam, you can find the game on the App Store and then Google Play, and we have a pretty active Discord community, which I will link in the video below, which you can join and exchange some strategies. We have the weekly Tavern crawl, which is a pretty good way to play the game daily, and then at the end of the week compare scores with other players. And definitely you are invited to join that. And yeah, I think for now, until next time, have a good day and see you soon. Bye bye.